The doctor has returned! Be me, doctor on warpath, strolling through city upon city, everyone cowering in fear before my super spooky mask. If you want to hear the story about how we got the spooky mask, that link in the description. There was a first part to this. My medical prowess is off the freaking charts. Everyone gets leeches. Crumhorn. Traveling through Austria on the way back to the Lord and the King. First one on the agenda is the Lord. Figure the local peasants will know where to find him. Go up to 2 peasants, both participating in a normal Austrian activity of smashing the other one to death with a large stone. Tradition. Approach the one on top, smashing the other's brains in. See dirt soaked with brain matter and blood. Try not to coom, flagellate. Excuse me, detestable crap-drenched peasant. Peasant drops rock and looks at me. He climbs off of the other, much deader peasant and greets me with a series of grunts. My German is a bit rusty. I grunt back to acknowledge his repugnant cultural norms. He takes off his pants and starts jerking it. God frickin' damn it, .oud. Try to ignore it and just ask him if he knows where the Lord is. He keeps on chugging away at his little guy and stares into the sun. This is also tradition. Ask again. Grunt softly and he continues softly stroking. Get tired of watching him pump himself like the local butter churn. Start beating him with my new and improved Dr. Beating Stick. Start screeching and grunting, all while still polishing his bishop. Eventually, he puts his hand up and grunts, as if to address my query. I stop beating him. He grunts frantically and points with his non-pumping hand to a sign behind me. That's commitment, .citol. Turn around and see a sign pointing toward my old town with fancy Dr. Castle. No frickin' way, .adoof. I thank the loathsome peasant creature for his time. He nuts and immediately goes back to beating a very clearly dead man with a large stone. Freaking Austrians, Pacharvi love poem. Spend the next 3 days walking towards Dr. Castle. Finally arrive in the dead of night. I see 100-foot tall pile of bodies, still very much there. More like 15-foot tall pile of ash and bone now. Still yummy. Roman ornament. Begins to rain. Lightning, flash, thunder, booms in the background. I don't know how my mask could get any scarier. I wander up to the doors of my beloved castle, creak open the door, and I see the Lord, sitting in front of the fire. He seems to be whispering. Peek around the corner, being stealthy as hell, see a face in the fire. It's also whispering. What the hell, Ovidian story? He is legitimately a goddamn necromancer. I come around the corner. I knew it all along, gamer F-word! The Lord turns around. The fire snuffs itself out and screeches. How are you still alive? The Lord bellows. Because Vatican guards are homosexuals, and the Pope is a creepy gerbil pedophile man, I reply. Is any of this canon? I'm not sure. What? Never mind. The important thing is I knew you were a necromancer all along. That's why I had your entire family burned alive, I explained triumphantly. No friggin' way. You just wanted to reacquire this goddamn castle. You're nothing but an animal. Look down at feet for a minute. No? Lord clicks his tongue at me. Doesn't matter, 'cause now you're going to burn, Doctor. Fire reignites suddenly and starts screaming in Latin. Lord runs at me and pushes me towards the fire. I can feel the Latin screaming demon fire licking at the back of my awesome doctor cape. This time I'm finishing the job. I get pushed closer. My butt is getting hot. Remember the leeches in my pocket. Dig through pockets. Fling leeches into the Lord's face. He starts screaming and trying to pry the leeches from his shitty little face. Leeches for every occasion! Portative organ. Grab him by the shirt collar. Hurl him towards the fire. He falls in, starts screaming in pain on account of being on fire. Yeah, that does happen. It also cures plague, as it turns out. The flames intensify and turn a bright shade of green. The fire starts going freaking nuts and yelling feverishly. Something about how the Jews control the banks. Well, that's weird. Glockenspiel. Whole house starts shaking. I'm about to piss myself. Bumbalum. Demon Fire's voice echoes throughout the halls of this bitchin' Doctor Castle. Finally, the rumbling subsides. The Latin fades away. Final whisper. Doctor. I feel hot urine dripping down my leg. Shakily pry brick out of the wall, pull out stash of herbs, huff the hell out of them, poke the burnt corpse of the Lord with my doctor stick. Poking fixes everything. Timbro. Grab remaining leeches from floor. GTFO quick, cause this place is friggin' haunted. Wander out into the rain. Do my best to wash my urine out of my cloak. Compose myself and march towards the king's castle. I am still Revenge Doctor. Yeah, it took a little bit of a turn, but you came out on top. Be me, fully outfitted doctor on super cool mission. Finally arrive at King's Castle around midnight. Sneak around, stealthy as hell, through the woods. Peek around the corner of a towering oak. See one of the king's guards taking a dump into a raspberry bush. I got you now, humanism. I grab a big old rock on the ground next to me, hold it above my head, and creep towards the pooping guard. Get up close, slam him as hard as I can in the freaking head. Blood spurts upward. Guard falls over, butt in the air, releases bowels immediately. Poops all over my shoes and cloak. God damn it, Chanson. Kick the guard repeatedly to get his shit off my shoes. Smells like chicken, mead, and poop. Admit defeat after kicking corpse for 15 minutes. Look up to see guard posted outside of the king's castle. Look down to see dead crapping guard's bow and 2 arrows. Call me Spooky Robin Hood. Triadic harmony. Huff a ton of herbs to steady my nerves, you know? Grab the bow, knock one of the arrows, draw string back, and aim at the guard. Herb starts kicking in, get dizzy, and let the bow sink down. Release the arrow, flies gracefully through the air, and slams guard right in the balls. What the hell have I done? Magnificant. Guard starts screaming and clutching his tattered balls. Tattered balls. I immediately vomit. Why? I hear him scream. Shakily raise another bow and try to finish the job. Let another one fly. Hit him slightly higher in the dick, and then vomit again on the dead guard. This is so edgy for edgy's sake, and I'm all about it, honestly. Please kill me! Ah! The guard bellows into the misty night. Totally out of arrows. Guard is howling at the top of his lungs. Blood everywhere. I grab dead guard's sword from its sheath. Walk shakily toward the screaming, now eunuch guard. Apologize profusely as I sink the sword into his neck. Then I kick him into the moat. I mean, you did apologize, so that makes it okay, I think. Then I vomit once more into said moat. Are you puking into the mask? Is that what the beak part is for? Bro, I gotta stop getting high all the time. Belade. Wipe vomit from lips and mask. Hear someone coming. See guard standing in doorway in the corner of my eye. Instinct kicks in. Throw sword. It smashes the guard right in the dick. Dry heave. All out of vomit. Rondo. Pull sword out of his genitals. Apologize profusely once more. Slice his throat and kick him into the moat. Make a mental note that this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I recompose myself and walk inside. Place is pitch black. No candles. No more guards. Weird. Vireli. Lurk slowly into the great hall. Feel stones sink in beneath my feet. Hearth ignites in a green flame. Floor opens up and I fall in. I land on a pile of dead guards. All of them have pentagrams carved into their foreheads. What the actual hell? Mary and him. I look upward to see King clapping. Glad you could make it, Doctor. I'm going to guess you knew that I was coming. Indeed. And you've played your part beautifully. Wait, what's that smell? Nothing. Did you step in shit? No, that's my cologne. I'm like 110% sure that is straight up poop. I poke one of the corpses with a doctor stick anxiously. So you're a freaking necromancer. I fire at him finally. Something to that effect. Now I have to commend you on killing the Pope. You did your job wonderfully. So you wanted me to kill the gerbil pedo man, but for what purpose? Well, you exhausted our supply of sacrifices with your self-indulgent corpse bonfire, and seeing as the Pope is indisposed, we now have a much larger set of sacrifices, all to ourselves. Oh, snip snap, faux bourbon. Indeed. That's my 200-foot tall file of corpses, you pile of horse crap. Was, Doctor. It was. But now it's ours. But I do want to thank you for finding it. King reaches behind him and flips a switch. Hear a series of clicks. Walls start moving inwards. Hear flame crackle in the great hall above. Doctor. Immediately urinate. Isorhythm. This cloak is definitely ruined. Goodbye, Doctor, the king says. King leaves. Walls closing in. The sound of guard corpse bones snapping crackles in my ears. Try to ignore my immediate erection. Look for a way out. The walls are getting closer. Within 5 feet. I hold my doctor stick horizontally. Walls close in. Stick wedges the walls to a stop. Wow, quick thinking, Doctor. Hop on stick, leap upwards. Stick snaps and walls come violently shut. Blood and bone sprays out from in between the two walls. My stick, cannon. Grab hunk of flesh and sniff it to ease the emotional turmoil. Hear fire snuff itself out behind me. Lament my stick for another 30 minutes. Huff even more herbs and walk back outside. I will have my 200-foot pile, you gamer F-word. Now I am a really freaking angry doctor. God, that's the saddest loss of the whole series, isn't it? That's the first doctor stick we've seen break. Things are really starting to heat up. Be me, piss and poop drenched doctor. Still have top tier doctor mask. Rip fancy doctor stick. Watch sunrise over the field ahead. Look inside trusty doctor bag to see how much tender, appetizing, succulent medieval Bitcoin I have left. And I see only a few meager coins. Stupid ass lord spent all the medieval Bitcoin that I left under my special pile of children's bones in the doctor castle. Also stole all of my children's bones. Honestly, pretty crap hiding spot. Bronze sculpture. See village up ahead. Not in poop tier France, so should be plenty of juicy medieval Bitcoin to spare. Waddle my soggy, poo-covered body into the village. I wander into the town square. Villagers see my super scary doctor mask and know that I am definitely a professional. My lord doctor, our prayers are answered. One of the dirt and disease-riddled vermin spits at me. Show me the money, music reservata. Yes, slow and moronic creature. I'm here to stamp out the diseases that ail you. Everyone gathers. They point out how scary my mask is. Several people ask why I smell like the inside of a morbidly obese Austrian's butthole. Explain to the revolting masses that that is a simple way to keep the diseases at bay. Explain that they're all clearly inbred imbeciles if they don't know that already. They all gawk, in awe of my towering medical abilities. They lead me into the Great Hall. Village leader promises me plentiful nectarous medieval Bitcoin if I do a clinic for the town sick. Oh, here comes the 200-foot pile. I gladly accept this dumbass's money. Village leader calls the rest of the hideous masses to the town hall. A line forms out the door. A woman comes in with a baby.
My lord doctor, it's my baby. He's cold, my lord, and he hasn't moved in days.
That is the deadest baby that I have ever seen since I built a statue of myself made entirely of dead babies. Yummy dead baby dot monody. Jesus Christ, dude. It's gone so off the rails. I don't know what to do now. I ignore persisting hunger and I give my diagnosis. Oh, yes. Your child's blood is simply filled with cold air. He simply needs to be warmed. Grab clearly dead surf baby and throw it into the fire. The mother screams, accuses me of murdering an already very clearly dead and exquisitely delicious baby. Tell village leaders, men, her scream is clearly indicative of witchcraft. Crowd screams and demands the woman's death. They completely forgot that I just fried her baby. The men immediately take her outside. No, please! Behead her on the chopping block. Head rolls towards the doorway, immediately starts salivating. Everyone claps for my heroism. I'll grab the head later, concertato. All praise the good doctor for saving us from the vile witch, an old man yells. Crowd cheers. Look back. Baby's not quite medium rare yet. Can't wait, Irish harp. Next! I scream triumphantly. A man walks up to me, whispers into my ear, he has an erection and it won't go away. I know just the cure for such a matter, I whisper back. Break off leg of chair. Improvise doctor stick. Slide trumpet. Ask him to lay down. God. Slam him in the dong several times and he vomits off the side of the table. Passes out. Rolls off the table in a puddle of blood and puke. Village leaders' men drag him out. He is cured! Technically, I mean, this is the first one that hasn't died outright, so progress? These morons are loving it. Clapping continues in a feverish display of gratitude, basking in the surf praise. I'm freaking back, Vihuela. To line up the surfs for multi-surf plague beating. Surf beating assembly line, Agnes D. Beat consciousness out of 12 peasants at once. Some of them didn't even have the plague. Laughing like a small child. Giving out leeches like the Pope gives children night terrors. Whip out good old Trefanning device. Gonna dig in some freaking skulls. Release the demons from hysterical woman's head who was found attempting to learn to read. Now she doesn't know how to speak. Oh man, I've done it! I'm the Tom Brady of medicine! Transverse flute. We're making some progress, maybe. Hours of doctoring just fly by. Leeches and beatings flying through the air like butterflies in the midst of spring afternoon. Finally get through the whole line. Village leaders' men drag away patients that for some reason died of trauma to the head or blood loss. No idea how that happened, Kyrie. Village leader commends me on my spectacular doctoring. Hands me a pile of enticing, exquisite, divine medieval Bitcoin. Shove it in the doctor bag. Town's cleric comes up to congratulate me. I see that he has a similar cloak to mine. One that is not covered in poop and pee-pee. Tell him that I would simply be remiss if I didn't give him my cloak to ward away disease. He is a man of the Lord after all. I explain that we should switch cloaks so he can avoid the violent death of the plague and continue spreading the Lord's good word. And we switch cloaks. He thanks me profusely. Whatever, idiot, lol. Gloria waddles away in my crusty poop cake and piss-drenched cloak. I strut off in a new, not poop-covered cloak. I think we know who got the long end of the stick on this one. I wander outside, see head on ground of that dead mother, lick lips, look around, no one's watching, throw head into bag, stroll into the setting sun, bag of tender medieval Bitcoin and delicious head. I'm ready to face that king fuck. I am Doctor, destined for greatness. Oh my god, it's all coming to a head. I'm so excited. Be me. Doctor, no longer soaked to the bone with his own feces and urine. Yeah, that's a step up. Strolling my way to Italy to kill that devil-worshipping king. Just got through the Alps, nuts clenched up into my body. Practically begging to be warmed by a delicious corpse fire. Finally arrive in the beautiful northern Italian countryside, sniffing my exquisite, freshly cut head from the village before. My dick's a goddamn boulder. Hallelujah. Oh no. Also, we forgot to take the baby. I thought we was cooking that up. I'm thinking about ducking into this next town's inn and banging the head real quick right before heading to Rome. I come over the hillside. The town is dead quiet. No mothers beating their children. No fathers yelling in Italian while beating their wives in front of their children while the wives beat their children. It's so good. The smell of pee and wine remains only a stale, far-off memory of its former glory. Literally 0 people banging it out in the streets. Nobody yelling at the top of their lungs in a restaurant. Not one person screaming that they're Italian at passers-by, despite them not asking. There's no way that this is Italy, Pilaster. Wander into the town. The dull hum of silence. Weird, Adacules. Look high and low. Look in the usual places that people hide bodies. Nothing. There's nobody left. Wander into this town's doctor office. Clearly an amateur. Barely any charred human remains. Just one baby skull. Pfft. Exactly one dead bat submerged in an unidentifiable green liquid. Lol loser. Basilica. See amateur doctor stick. Screw it. Lintel. Take stick. Walk outside with this absolute shit tier stick. Decide that it'd be boring to bang the head with no one around. I mean, what's the point without an audience, you know? No thrill at all. I mean, whatever gets your rocks off, and it does. Decide that it's a good time to set a fire. Get the town prepared. Dump a ton of flammable stuff everywhere. Light a torch. Throw it. Town ignites. Watch flames lick at the houses. Realize 10 minutes in that this is all way less fun without the screams of terror. No pleas to spare their children. No begging to make the pain stop. Literally 0 people yelping in agony and begging me to kill them. Frickin' boring. Printing press. Sigh. Bat my little guy around a bit to try and get him going. Get unenthusiastic wood. Not gonna waste a fire. Access my normal spank bank. Imagine father screaming for help in that dungeon I left him in. Pyronut. Baptistery. Put my dong back into my cloak and saunter out of the burning town. Spend the next couple of days wandering towards Rome, seeing how far I can throw the head. It's starting to smell and fall apart. Can't bang a head when it's rotten anyways. Chuck it and knock down a cardinal's nest. #1 draft pick. Tempieto. Climb up ridge overlooking Rome. Look over. See Rome. Entirely engulfed in a black storm cloud. You can see lightning flashes echoing from deep within the storm. Now what? Facade. Make my way towards the storm. Wind is howling. Cloud moving in a vicious spiral. Oh, that's the darkest of dark magic. Save us, Plague Doctor. Arrive in city. I can't see anyone. The town is darker than my on-the-go charred toddler. Oh, we did take the toddler. Great. Navigate my way through a maze of buildings eclipsed in shadow. See town square up ahead. Holy Mother of God. Entablature. Thousands upon thousands of peasants standing in a perfect circle around the square. Enough for a 1,000-foot pile. Dull hum radiating in the background. Wander up to one of the peasants. He's staring blankly into the center of the storm right above. Getting spooky. Cornus. I gotta try something out. I take out my doctor knife and slice the peasant's throat. He stands there like nothing happened while blood pours out of his neck. Too spooky to even enjoy a blood waterfall. It's also not fun if he's not clawing at the wound and mouthing the word help. It's probably not a good thing. Coffered ceiling. He eventually collapses. Nobody looks over to see a very clearly dead man in a pool of his own blood. They all keep staring into the eye of the storm. Something funky. Pilasters. Turn around, walk into the center of the circle to get a better look. Hear a flame ignite behind me. Doctor. Try to turn around. Feel large objects strike the back of my head. Vision goes dark. I am unconscious, Doctor. Oh, seems like you got the jump on you. You gotta keep your head on a swivel, which is probably hard if you're wearing the bird beak mask thing. What will become of our beloved Doctor? Be me, Doctor, waking up in a white expanse that I somehow know is infinite. Feel the life force of the universe swirling around me. Experience all of humanity, past, present, and future, all simultaneously marching in step towards something far more important and far more intangible than I have the words to adequately describe. Lol, dumb, Tuscan column. A bright light appears in the corner of my eye. A blaring procession of trumpets resounds in a beautiful whirlwind sonority, so inexplicably gorgeous that I start crying. The light flickers between a myriad of colors that I have never experienced, all dancing before me in a monumental display of grace and inexpressible benevolence. A figure appears. He emerges from the tumultuous array of color and sound. The trumpets conclude on a beautiful plagal cadence. The colors burst joyously in a feverish tempest, and then abruptly into non-existence. I see him. He's like 5'4", unshaven, sorta hunched, wearing a white robe splotched in brown grease and distinctive liquor stains. His wings are sorta matted and also covered in grease and bits of what looks like sausage. His beard has extraordinary amounts of vomit in it. He walks out and looks at me. His eyes are crusty and bloodshot. He gives an audible sigh, rubs his beard and sniffles loudly. Snot rolls out of his blackhead-riddled nose and into his mustache. God, I'm hungover. Are you the doctor? The disheveled angel asks. God? I ask hopefully. The angel laughs and sniffs the snot back into his nose. Hell no, he chuckles. Do you think God would grace you with his presence? I'm Tom, and the mere fact you're seeing this right now is purely circumstantial. Wait, like the angel Thomas, or? Nope, just Tom. Are you serious, Molding? So, I'm not dead? No, if you were dead, you'd be in hell. You are an absolutely terrible person. Wow, you killed thousands of people and burned their corpses, possibly rub a couple out to send corpses as well, and now suddenly you're a bad person? When did morality raise the bar so high? Somewhere around the beginning of time. Look, my time's valuable here, so let's just speed this up. Wow, all right, entablature. He pulls out a scroll, puts on glasses with only one of the lenses still intact, realize that they have sent me the goddamn D team. He scratches his nuts and reads the scroll. Repulsive and most vile doctor. It's been decided that an act of heroism will expunge the bulk of your sins from your long list of heinous crimes, blah, blah, blah. You'll still be in hell, but like a milder form of it. Better than you deserve, blah, blah, blah. You get it, right? Jesus Christ, who made you an angel? Look, man, do you accept or not? I got better stuff to do. Then Tom takes out a vial of dark liquor from his back pocket and pours it down his throat. Oh, God, that burns so good. Fucking hell. What is it you want me to do here? Angel snaps his fingers and the leather-bound chair appears crookedly behind him. He falls into it and rubs his forehead. Okay, yeah, so we need you to kill the king and stop that ritual thing from going on. Oh, my head. Do you hear that ringing? And my reward for doing this is not being tortured as much in hell. He dry heaves softly. Yeah, that's about it. Can you believe this? Decorative keystone. You're seriously ordering a person who gets harder than the Pope in the medieval equivalent of a Chuck E. Cheese to torture and pain, less torture and pain as a reward? Who dreamt this thing up? Angel dry heaves, louder this time, and hunches over his legs in the chair. I want to know how this guy got to be an angel. He's probably just a drunk, but he lived by himself, you know? Had no kids to beat. So he just kind of got in by default. All right, what do you want? For starters, I want whatever amount of succulent medieval Bitcoin it takes so that I can physically swim in it.
Ah! It's not a liquid!
Are you... whatever, man, sure. And... Tom groans loudly and pulls out another vial. And I would like a castle in a town with plenty of plague-ridden peasants, so I can have regularly scheduled peasant bonfires every Christmas. And I mean every Christmas. And of course, leeches. Lots of leeches. Everyone loves leeches, Benedictus. Angel looks at me with abject disgust. You are a pretty messed up individual. Yes, I know. Angel rolls his eyes and slouches back into his chair. Screw it. You're going to hell either way. Banking on it. That's fine. You got it. The angel gets up. Hey, one last thing. He slouches in defeat and rubs his face viscously. What? Have you guys been trying to say my name through some spooky green fire thing that only seems to arrive when I'm in danger? Like some guardian angel? No. Why the hell would we do that? You're an evil pile of human garbage who deserves nothing but pure torment and pain. Oh, you're just saying that. Screw off. The angel rips open a portal. He places one hand in, suddenly vomits off to the side. There's a bit of blood in that vom. Oh no, not again. I see urine building up around his feet. He wipes his mouth with his sleeve, shudders a bit, and then stumbles through the portal. The trumpets sound once more, the colors reappear in a triumphant fervor. The rift slams close, the trumpets cease, the colors dissolve. All that's left is a pile of vom and a chair. He has a problem, Coin. All of it disappears. I open my eyes to a swirling black storm overhead. Feel the back of my head matted with blood. I see the king standing with his arms towards the eye of the storm. Time to die. I am a doctor with a purpose. And that's the end? That's the end? Okay, be me, the bluest of balls. No doctor in sight. How could something like this happen? Did he kill the king or not? Maybe it's one of those things where it's just better not to know. You know, you can imagine your own ending and which version of hell the plague doctor inevitably went to. This is so ridiculous. OP never delivers. That's like one of the rules of 4chan. You thought you were gonna get a satisfying ending? Yoink! Not today. It was such a ride. I didn't want to see it end, especially not to have it end like that, but the actual ending probably wouldn't have been as satisfying as what we imagine in our own minds. Let's use the power of imagination. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed the story, friends. If you did, like, comment, sub, share it around if you're really, really brave. I guess you can if you want. Check out the links in the description. Twitch, Twitter, Discord, everything's down there, really. You can visit me on one of the things or all of the things. I've really been trying to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok, too. I don't know how that stuff works. Maybe one day it'll happen. I can live stream over there. But anyways, thank you as well to my Patreon patrons, my YouTube channel members, really, really helping me out, you guys. Thank you so much for all that you do. We will be thanking them quite shortly in the next video. I think there's going to be a school of beards. But indeed, I appreciate you. If you can join up alongside the Jerry Army, that's huge. If you can't, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming through, hanging out. Keep yourself safe out there. Hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to wash your hands. Always remember, friends, that you are loved. You are worthy. You definitely, definitely deserve it. And I shall see you in the next one. So until then, friends, bye-bye.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.